morning, dear hearts. We are on lesson 94, and please subscribe. So this lesson is very significant for very many reasons. First of all, it's a favorite lesson. But more importantly, it's a giant stride lesson. And it's an I am lesson. So all of that together, we are given I am as God created me. Another significant thing about this lesson is it is the only lesson that is repeated exactly as it is stated here, I am as God created me, 3 times in part 1 of the workbook. So obviously this is something that we are meant to understand, to embrace, to truly get this idea, because it's so significant that I'm going to read the first paragraph of the lesson because it tells us so much that we need to know. Today we continue with the one idea which brings complete salvation, the one statement that makes all forms of temptation powerless, the one thought that renders the ego silent and entirely undone. You are as God created you. The sounds of this world are still, the sights of this world disappear, and all the thoughts that this world ever held are wiped away forever by this one idea. Here is salvation accomplished. Here is sanity restored. That is the power of this statement. I am as God created me. It claims our birthright. It claims that we know who we truly are. And that is also part of today's lesson. It is a journey into reaching our true self, to rediscover, to remember who we really are. And when we do that, all of these amazing things occur, and mostly that the ego is undone and rendered silent. There's nothing that the ego can do to combat this idea, and the ego always is into a combat mode. It's always going to attack. But there's nothing the ego can attack when we know for sure and say with great confidence and surety that I am as God created me. The practicing is still the same as yesterday, the first 5 minutes of each hour, and to say I am as God created me, I am his son, or I would say his child eternally. And again, we're told, do this. Really try to do this. But we're also informed that, if for whatever reason I cannot do the first 5 minutes of each hour, don't think that the whole day is lost. We just try again at the next hour. And at least once during that 60-minute period, at least once, we repeat, I am as God created me. I am his son eternally. We are trying to reach our true self. It says, this is the self that knows no fear, nor could conceive of loss or suffering or death. This is our reconnection, our remembering that we indeed are the thought, the extension from God's mind. And that can never change. It can never shift. It is always going to remain there. So that is why I am as God created me, because I cannot leave my source, nor do I truly want to. If I really think about it, I don't want to leave that source. I don't want to leave that place, that space of where there is no fear, where I am forever taken care of, where I know I am forever loved, that I know that peace and light and joy are mine to have. I don't want to leave there. So this lesson, this statement that I am as God created me takes me to that place, which is why it says, here is salvation accomplished. Everything else will fall away. The atonement, the at-one-ment is done now. We have reunited with our home. We have reunited with our Creator. We have reunited with God when we realize that I am as God created me. Also, of course, during the course of the day, we're always given these, little lines to use if there is some disturbance. in our force, and we can say, you are as God created you. You are his son eternally. And we can say that silently to whoever it is that is giving us this distress, because they don't need to hear it verbally. They will get it on that connection of one mind to the other. The lesson closes with each one to make every effort to do this hourly, and each one you do will be a giant stride, see, it says it right there, toward your release, and a milestone in learning the thought system which this course sets forth. That is what we're doing. We are acquiring a new thought system, a thought system that is of eternity, that is of love and peace and light. It is not the thought system of the ego. That is the one that we leave behind when we realize I am as God created me. So please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment. I hope this was helpful. And please know that every prayer is always answered. So that's why we do pray. Namaste.